So we're going to go over a couple of ways to bring in files to Photoshop. The first, if you have it like an image or whatever saved to your computer, you're going to just go to File and Place. Where is it? Place. And I'm going to place embedded, and because there's the two different placed. Placed embedded is going to basically put a copy of that file right in there. And nope, we won't go back to multimedia. And here's my seedlings JPEG. This is a drawing I did this morning for Inktober. Now, when you bring it in, it's there. It's got the control functions right on it. I like it that size, so I'm gonna hit enter, and you'll see this box go away. Right, so now it's there. Check my layers. It's on its own layer. It's not in the background layer. It's not locked. And it's called seedlings, which is nice because that's what the file was. If that's not working for you, or you're trying to get some sort of other kind of image, let me call up my email here where it was. Let's say this was a Google search and it wasn't allowing you to copy paste, it wasn't allowing you to save the image. You can always use the function key, and on my keyboard it's function and shift to get print screen. Some keyboards just have a straight up print screen button. That will take a picture of your whole screen, and you'll see how that comes in differently. Then you can just go to edit and paste, and it brings it in on its own layer, and you notice it's the entirety of both of my screens, right? So it's a little smaller, a little lower resolution, but the picture is there. I'm actually going to transform it way down because everything that's off my screen is going to be off it, right? And remember, when I'm transforming, I want to hold shift when I drag from the corner to keep proportions. I'm going to get it just big enough that I can get rid of everything else. Hit enter. I'm going to select what I want with my red marquee. Choose select menu and inverse. That now has selected everything that's not what I selected, the inverse of my original selection. Only on layer one, it will not affect my seedlings. And I'm going to hit delete. So now it's there. Control D or select, deselect. We'll get rid of that. I can control T or free transform to bring it back. And now it's like I've got two layers with pretty much the same thing. You know, this one is a little lower resolution. You can kind of tell that. If I zoom in, right, this one's clearer, this one's fuzzier. For our purposes today, it's not really going to matter. Speaking of our purposes, yesterday I demonstrated, and I will again, how to use, we're going to call this low res, some filters to get this to a black and white state along with some image adjustments, right? So let's start with this one. We're going to filter, okay? And I'm going to go to my filter gallery off the top because it shows me a lot of these, not all of them, but you can kind of flip around through some things. And it's going to use, this is actually, that just reapplied the last filter that I did. So go to filter gallery here. Doing it up top is always like the last filter you used. And it shows you a preview, for some reason, almost always super zoomed in. So down here in the bottom corner, you can zoom out so you can see what you're doing, and you can jump around. Now, why is it green and white? Because those are the colors that I had in my foreground and background already. So I'm going to switch it back to the default of black and white. That's what this button does. Go back to my filter gallery. And in this particular case, it looks like photocopy is not really giving me what I want. Check out the stamp filter. And that's a lot closer to what I'm looking for. It's not perfect, but let's see what I can do here with smoothness. Maybe a little darker. I don't know. I'm getting some weirdness happening down here. Maybe I want it less smooth. Yeah, it's looking okay. You know, what this doesn't do for you is it doesn't improve your drawing in any way. It's just kind of, I mean, maybe a little bit. You could be getting some better edges going on,